I'm convinced a lot of y'all just lost a lot of brain cells. I don't know if it's from smoking too much or shooting up too much. Maybe some of that glass got intravenously introduced to your bloodstream. I don't know. But y'all be wilding out in these comment sections. And I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm talking about here in a second.
You need people like me. You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers.
If you're curious as to what I'm actually referring to, then I'm going to make this pretty easy for you. Okay? These two children were left alone in a house only to be discovered by who? Well, I'll let you see for yourself. I'm going to play part one and then I'm going to go to part three because we don't need to see part two. Part two is fluffer. Part three will give you at least what I got from it. Um, this goes out to parents, goes out to neighbors. This is a public service announcement to everybody who still has a beating heart.
This house right here. Anybody familiar with this house? This is the house the little kids are at. No parents, no one. If they are in there, there's no response. And I'm not going in that house. But I went and grabbed that little kid out the garage because he was yelling and screaming. This is crazy. It's looked like they was moving out. There's stuff all over the place. The little baby was right there in that thing right there. I just went and grabbed him. He was, cause make sure nothing was wrong with him. The baby was laying in there yelling, and I can hear him all the way from my house, like across the alley, about 2 or 3 houses down, screaming, just screaming. So I pick him up. Man, these kids in the house by themselves, man. Look at this.
Yeah, you get the gist of it. This little one right here, and then there's a toddler that's over here in the garage. Nobody had any answers. There's no neighbors. Nobody comes outside. Nobody hears the calls, the cries. Nobody hears anything. The 2 year old or however old the other one was without the shoe actually walks up the alley to another house where they found these two and they came back. There's so much wrong here. So much wrong here. For starters, when did we become so desensitized and so fried to the point to where we don't even care that we have wandering infants walking up and down the street, knowing that you got all types of elements out here that could factor into the loss of a life. No one has any radar, any type of discernment or concern that we don't have not a single soul on this street where they occupy, and it looked like a hell of a nice house from what I'm gathering just off my observation. He had Halloween stuff up, and I mean, just looking at that area from what I saw, it didn't look all that bad. I don't know what the type of neighborhood they're in. It could, for all I know, be a drug riddled neighborhood. But the point is, not a single one of you out there seen anything wrong here and decided to call the police or nothing. So they just left the kids there to fend for themselves. Thank God the little one had some type of instinct to walk and find these two. That's absolutely crazy to me. Absolutely crazy to me. Unacceptable. Is really showing me more and more just how fried we are as a society. Uh, this is what I want to do next, though. Hold on a second, because the part that I want you to get is, well, at least the update. These two, this man and this woman, absolutely were a godsend. But I was curious because I wanted to know, did anybody eventually come home? They did call the police and everything like that. So I want to go to part 3 if we can and go from there. Let's jump into part 3. Oops. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. My apologies. I'm still trying to figure out some of this. Got you covered. Got you covered.
Okay, so this is part 3. I'm just gonna tell y'all what happened. So basically, what happened? We were sitting in the house. My kids was playing outside in the backyard, and my kids was like, "Mommy, there's a little boy outside, walking around by himself." So we get up, we go outside. Sure enough, there's a little boy walking outside. He's like maybe 1 year old, walking outside, one shoe on, one shoe off. So the little boy leads us back to his house. We get back to the house. The garage door is wide open. The back door is wide open. And we just hear like a baby crying, screaming. So we walk up to the door. Sure enough, the little baby is sitting in the car seat just crying. So we knocking on the door. We're yelling in the house like, "Hey, anybody home? Anybody home?" Nobody's home. But the little boy is still crying. So we walk around to the front of the house and we knock on the door, ring the doorbell. Still no answer, still no response, no nothing. But the door is unlocked. So then we basically just get the little baby out of the house so he can stop crying, pick him up, happy little baby, cute little baby. We call the police. Police show up maybe like 20 minutes later. Um, the police asked us like, what happened, what's going on, what do we know? We basically told them the same thing. The little boy was walking around in the streets. The other little baby was in the house crying, sitting in the car seat. The house looked like they either moved in a hurry and left the little kids, or the house was just trashed basically. So then the police went inside the house, went upstairs, looked upstairs, nobody at home. Because I'm thinking like, well, maybe the mama just got unconscious or something happened. Nobody's in the house, no adults, no parents, no nothing. So the house was completely empty and these little kids was left in the house by themselves. So then the police just kind of walked away from us, got back in his car and was like, okay, I need to make some phone calls. So the whole time I'm still holding the little baby. My man's still playing like with the 1 year old with his basketball, whatever, just to keep him quiet. And then another police pull up. And he's asking what's going on. And he kind of pretty much did the same thing we did. Went to all the other neighbors' house and asked them like, "Hey, do you know who live here? Do you know what happened? Have you seen anybody?" Nothing, because they live like down the alley from my house, so they don't live like right next door to me. They like live down the alley. So the little boy walked and turned a little bit. So then finally we're still sitting there with the police. We're still trying to figure out what to do. I'm guessing the police called CPS and we was waiting for them to show up, but they didn't show up. Then maybe like an hour with us finding the kids, a lady pulls up in a truck. So the lady sits in the truck for a minute first. So she's sitting in the truck for like maybe 5 minutes before she even get out the truck. Then she gets out the truck and she walks over to the house. So she calm. Like, she not worried about nothing. She walks over. She looks at me, she looks at the kids. I'm still holding this baby, and I don't know this neighbor, so I'm still holding this baby. The lady just walked straight past me, went to the police, and was like, "Oh, what happened? Why are you guys at my house?" So we asking her, like, "Ma'am, do you even know these kids? Like, these kids were in the streets. Like, do you know them?" And she's like, yeah, I know these two. And we're like, "Okay, well, ma'am, they were in the streets." And she's like, "Oh, well, my brother was supposed to be home with them. Was my brother not home?" And we like, "Ma'am, if your brother was home, then we wouldn't have the police here. We wouldn't be holding the babies. Like, what are you talking about?" And she's like, "Oh, okay." So then the police was like, "Okay, well, we need to go inside the house and we need to go have a conversation." And the lady's still not trying to get these kids. So then the police was like, "Ma'am, you need to get these kids and we need to go into this house and we need to have a conversation." So the police get all of our information, take our statement or whatever and what we know. And then he takes the lady in the house. They kept her over there maybe like 30 minutes or so. And then after that, we kind of don't know what happened. So I don't know if CPS came. I don't know if, like, we don't know. We just know the lady showed up. The police made her take the kids. They went in the house, had a conversation with her, and we went back to our house. And we kept checking to see if, like, they were still there. She was still there. The police was still there, but I don't know what happened after that. But the kids are okay. He was such a happy baby. The other little boy, he at first wouldn't let us, like, pick him up and stuff, so that was good. So at least he knew, like, you're a stranger, I'm not gonna just be with you and let you pick me up. But it sucks that that had to happen. But the people are still there. I don't know what's going on, but they still there.
That's crazy as hell. Like, we don't know our neighbors. We don't speak to our neighbors. We don't even, it's just, did it get so dangerous that we don't even trust the people that we live next to? Or has social media made us so, like, devoid of human experience and contact? We just don't even want to be bothered with a single person unless it's via satellite or a text message or email. Them two children are lucky to be alive. I don't know if there's any other updates beyond this. Hopefully the police and the authorities did a little deeper digging into this, because based off of what she's saying here, the woman or the caretaker and the brother allegedly didn't really seem to care or have much concern about the whereabouts of these kids whatsoever. In fact, it didn't even seem like that story made sense to me at all. Like, something really fishy about that got my spirit all like weird. So hopefully them kids are good. I don't know if anyone is keeping tabs on that house or that family, but I hope and pray, just for the people that are watching or will watch this at some random point, that you be a little more proactive in your community. We got to get past this. We don't want to be bothered with you stuff, because these attitudes are what allows demonic things to survive and actually accomplish their goals and mission, and breaking up the household. And you see all these kids and people are missing this because we ain't got no type of community anymore. But I digress, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this in the comments section. Are we just too far gone with being neighbors anymore? Should the man and women or whoever was involved with this be arrested, held to some type of accountability? Should the kids be taken away? I mean, let me know.
Merry Christmas, filthy animals. And a Happy New